It's Master Jewelers defensive gem. This is a team effort. We'll give it to Benedict Mathurin. Help defense swatting that one away, Eddie.
Yeah, absolutely. Thomas Bryant gets a hand on it first. Benedict Mathurin makes sure that this shot doesn't have a chance. And this is the kind of basketball the Pacers are playing early on, especially in that first quarter, being able to get the stops and get some easier opportunities as they only give up 19 and score 29 in that first quarter.
Play maybe would have started with a moving screen on Isaiah Hartenstein, but great recovery and defense from Thomas Bryant and Benedict Mathurin. We've talked a lot on this show about Andrew Nembhard. He is talking with reporters right now.
Drew, to start, obviously they put Dort on Tyrese. Looked like to give a lot more ball handling duties to you. Basically, what do you feel like you did well in those circumstances? Obviously, trying to attack and get downhill. What do you think you did well on the offensive end?
Just bring the ball up the court, get us into offense, start the action, make the first domino fall. I think did a solid job doing that.
You obviously deal with Shea a lot. Playing with Team Canada, you know him really well. I mean, and that's a tough cover, and certainly you're used to tough covers. But what makes him special? What makes him a different type of challenge out there?
Yeah, I think his size, his physicality, his pace, his ability to make shots pretty much everywhere on the court makes him a tough guard. Yeah.
The Thunder defense is so compact, especially when the game slows down like late like this. What does it take to actually get them moving and break them down?
Getting the ball into the paint, whether that's a duck in, a drive, a screen slip cut. But I think also getting stops does a lot for our offense against a team like that.
What was the difference to you in the last 2.5 minutes? I think it was tied about 107 at that point.
They made more buckets than we did.
Sorry. What went into that to you?
I mean, we missed a couple easy ones. I missed a couple easy ones. They just executed a little better than us.
Andrew Nembhard. Let's discuss Pascal Siakam, because early on he was hitting everything for the night. 5 for 7 from three-point land, Eddie.
Absolutely. He made his first three. One of them, you called it at halftime. He knocks it in off the glass. You know he's feeling good there. And then in the latter part of the game, they're able to play with his back to the basket, get him in really some good, favorable spots. I thought he had a matchup, advantageous matchup with Hartenstein throughout the entire night, because he just flat out can't keep him in front of him. Thought he was good in this free throw area there. Hartenstein trying to give him some extra space for him to knock down the rhythm mid-range.
Also 10 rebounds for Pascal Siakam. We're back with more after this on the FanDuel Sports Network. The Menards big money, big shot of the game. Rick Carlisle brought it up. I talked to Eddie about it at the start. It's Benedict Mathurin. Not bad defense, just an incredible shot from SGA.
No, it's not. Sometimes you just got to tip your hat. This is one of those cases. But the Pacers go to a zone here. He sees Miles Turner down there waiting for him at the rim, just licking his chops, and he has to just pull a rabbit out of the hat as he's up against the clock.
They were all ready to wall up. He stepped up, shot the three, and gave the Thunder a win over the Pacers. Pacers Live postgame has been brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards for all your home improvement needs. And by Ascension St. Vincent, listening to you, caring for you. Back one final time. Let's go inside the Pacers locker room. Pat Boylan with Ben Shepherd.
Jeremiah, thank you. Ben, your perspective on a night like tonight where you guys had lots of strong stretches, a really good start. Unfortunately, not the finish you wanted.
There's a lot of good flashes. I think we did a lot of good things as a group today, and came up short, but it's a lot to take from this game, good and bad. And I think we're in a good pace heading into Boston, and just staying together is the main thing for us. So.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that because even in a loss, you guys had been playing great. Tonight there were long stretches of good play. So can you take the positives from that and maybe even try to extend some momentum, even though tonight didn't go your way?
Definitely. The past 5 games, I think, have looked very well, very good for us. And just taking that into Boston and taking our confidence and stuff that we learned from these past couple of games will help us out a lot. So
I know for a long portion you weren't out on the floor, weren't available, but what is standing out to you about what this team is doing, especially on the road versus maybe earlier in the season? And you have maybe your toughest road game all year here coming up on a back-to-back.
I'd say how we're competing on the defensive end. We look way better than the beginning of the season on that side of the ball, and just carrying that into the rest of the season will be a big part of what we do. So.
All right, that's Ben Shepherd. I'll go back to you, JJ.
Thank you, Pat and Ben Shepherd. One final order of business tonight in FanDuel activities. Andrew Nembhard scored the first points of this game. The Pacers scored the first 10. He was plus 650 to score the first basket of the game tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder. We'll transition to the FanDuel Same Game Parlay we presented on Pacers Live pregame. Tyrese Halliburton, a double-double, did not get that. Just 6 attempts. Eddie, what would you like to see him do offensively?
Remain a threat the entire game from start to finish. He has got to be a threat out there on the floor. And if you do not have the three-point shot going, that there, get all the way to the basket. There's an ample opportunity out there to not only get to the rim and score, but also get to the free throw line. Here tonight, 35 minutes, zero free throw attempts.
It'll be interesting to see the adjustments prior to tomorrow in Boston. Benedict Mathurin was a slight favorite to score at least 15 points. He had 18. A lot of damage done in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. The Thunder went to their 2-3 zone early on in the game, trying to slow the Pacers down. And Benedict Mathurin was the beneficiary. He's able to knock down a couple three-point shots in that quarter.
The Thunder portion of the FanDuel Same Game Parlay we presented, Isaiah Hartenstein. Again, scoring not his primary responsibility. He's a rebounder. He's a good passer. But he made just enough of those funky-looking floaters to get to double digits.
He's got those floaters down right there in about the mid-range part of the lane. He's able to get those to go. There you see one there. He just did a nice job of playing off of his teammates as they're facilitating offense.
Hartenstein does get double figures. He had 11, Mathurin with 18, but that Same Game Parlay they would have paid odds of plus 415 does not hit, as Tyrese Halliburton does not get a double-double. Other late-night games yet to tip off in Portland, the Jazz and Trailblazers, and then the Pistons were sort of following the Pacers around the Western Conference last week. They are still FanDuel. So, from the best in the Western Conference to currently the second best in the Eastern Conference, but the reigning champion Boston Celtics tomorrow night, challenging back-to-back. But I do want to share something Joe Mazzulla said after their loss to the Sixers yesterday. He said, listen, we're playing inconsistent basketball, so we got to be better at both ends of the floor. They're not playing their best. You hope they're not just angry and fired up tomorrow night.
Certainly, but we understand they're a championship caliber team. They've been that for the last couple seasons. They won it last season. They're trying to go and repeat, and on their home floor, they want to play well, obviously. But from a Pacers perspective, you want to be able to understand, like tonight you played against the top-ranked defense here in the entire NBA, but continue to learn from that, much like what Ben Shepherd said, and then also embrace the grind, right? You understand these next few games will be really tough. There are no nights off in the entire NBA, but there are levels to it. It will be tough here the next few games, but embrace that. Know that the challenges can prepare you for later on in the season.
The Pacers' 5-game win streak comes to an end, but they still have won 5 straight road games. They'll try to extend that to 6 tomorrow night in Boston. Again, it's an extended stay in Boston. Pacers Celtics on Friday, then again on Sunday. We hope you'll join us tomorrow, 7 o'clock for Pacers Live pregame. Eddie and I at the TD Garden get things started. Enjoy the rest of your work week, everyone, if you're working at all, and we'll see you tomorrow night from Boston.